Nicola Sturgeon has been warned a simple majority in any future referendum would not be sufficient to justify Scottish independence, and neither would it be acceptable to exclude Scots not living north of the border. David Blake, professor of economics at City University of London, also launched a scathing attack on the First Minister for being fixated with sitting around a big table in Brussels with European leaders such as Emmanuel Macron. Ms Sturgeon's SNP last week agreed a power-sharing deal with the Scottish Greens, which are also pro-independence. She is simultaneously continuing to target a so-called v0te, but Professor Blake was highly critical of her approach. Scotland could not afford to have endless independence referendums on a 50% plus one basis, with the SNP agreeing to this and then when the vote is lost, demanding yet another once-in-a-lifetime referendum a few years later, Professor Blake stressed. He told, "The First Minister said that she wants to give the Scottish people the right to vote for independence again. But if there is going to be another referendum, it cannot be like the last one, on a 50% plus one basis. There must be a much higher threshold, say 60% or even two-thirds. This is what a once-in-a-lifetime referendum must mean. The result next time cannot be marginal. It has to be an absolute certainty, since it will actually be forever, and not once in a lifetime," he added. Also note that the First Minister said it should be a vote of the Scottish people, not Scottish residents. This is extremely important, since there are 800,000 Scottish people living in the rest of the UK, together with, like me, millions more children and grandchildren of the great Scottish people. We want to be able to vote too. It will not be acceptable for her to now say that only Scottish residents should be allowed to vote. I demand the right to vote in any future Scottish independence referendum. Turning his attention to Ms Sturgeon's deal with the Greens, Professor Blake added, "The new SNP Green government in Scotland won 49% of the votes in the May Scottish Parliament election. The Greens actually received less than 35,000 constituency votes, just 1.3% of the total cast." Ms Sturgeon's stated aim was to build what she called a greener, fairer and independent Scotland, Professor Blake pointed out. He said, "Sadly, this does not mean dealing with the severe problems faced by Scotland's NHS and education system, as well as the worst drug problem in Europe. Nor does it mean immediately ending all fossil fuel extraction in Scotland." The SNP government, after all, had a chance, and failed, to address these issues well before the election. Assessing the party's objectives, Professor Blake claimed, "The only thing that matters to the SNP now is to press the UK government to grant another, once-in-a-lifetime independence referendum.